The other day I was having lunch with a group of women, and one of them started saying how she hates working with women because they're so catty and judgmental and they criticize. And then the other women at the table started saying that they agree and women are so hard to work with, there's so much gossip and drama. And I found this really sad. I used to work with only women. I worked for 3 years at a women's only gym, so it was only women working there, only women that were allowed to even come into the gym and use it. And I also worked in the daycare area, so that I literally just worked with kids and women. I actually found it to be amazing, and I felt like working with women allowed us to talk about things that we normally would probably not feel comfortable talking about if there were men around. And I felt like we were really good at communicating. If ever we had an issue with each other, we would always go to each other and talk about it in a really professional and calm way. And I felt like we had a really good group of women there, and we also didn't have to try to impress anybody. We didn't have any guys to try to look good for or anything. We really just were free to be ourselves around each other, and I really valued that and thought it was a great experience. And the reason why I find it sad that someone would say that women are judgmental or they criticize, because we're better than that. And I feel like as a society we see women as being gossipy and judgmental and all of this stuff that we really don't have to be. And I really feel like deep down that's not who we really are. And our society for the past few centuries has been so male dominated that women's roles have just been there to please and serve men. And as bad as that sounds, that is how it was. If ever we stepped out of line, they could literally send us to insane asylums if they didn't like the way that we were treating them. And so women have in recent centuries had this sense of just needing to compete with each other because we need to have a man to please. And I'm not saying that men are bad people. Men are wonderful. I love them. But our society was screwed up for a long time, and we're still getting out of that. So women in our most recent societies haven't had a huge sense of value until even the past century. And I feel like we should really be lifting each other up and there to support each other. And we have so much to offer the world. And in past tribal cultures, women were seen as equal or even greater to men because we give life and we have so much wisdom and intuition and knowledge to provide people with, and care and nurturing. There's so much to be valued in women that I feel like we should be lifting each other up and supporting each other and celebrating each other instead of judging each other and trying to tear each other down. And one lesson that I learned this year for not being judgmental was to develop more self-love within myself and more self-confidence, because I feel like judgment really comes from insecurities and something that's lacking within yourself. And I learned this from a yoga class because I was doing a 40-day yoga challenge where every day I was doing a yoga class. Even on days where yoga was the last thing I felt like doing, I would still go to the classes and do it. And there was one day where I was just really in a bad mood and feeling frustrated and being judging of the people around me or annoyed with them. And I was doing a warrior 2 pose where my arm was out in front of me. And all of a sudden I decided to take my focus away from others and instead look at my own hand in front of me. And I looked at my hand with the type of love that a mother would look at her newborn baby with so much awe and appreciation. And to look at yourself with that type of love, it ends up making you feel that nothing else around you matters. I completely let go of any type of feeling of judgment or frustration of the people around me, and instead I decided to focus on myself and give myself more love. And so I challenge you to, next time that you're feeling frustrated or judgmental or gossiping or anything that's all these ugly traits that women are somehow known for now, instead of practicing those, take your gaze onto yourself and start looking at yourself with more love and more acceptance. And then you'll be able to accept the people around you because you'll just have more empathy for them. If you don't want to have people who are going to be judging you or criticizing you, then stop judging others and stop criticizing others. Be the type of woman that you want to see more of in the world.